Welcome, listeners, to our very first Minisode. For real, these are going to be some minisodes we're going to be doing with a variety of topics. Most importantly, we're going to have a personal look into our lives, and this will give us a chance to discuss previous episodes and other hot topics.
These will be shorter episodes, kind of like a snack-sized Snickers bar, without a guest and a more intimate look and opportunity to share with our listeners. We'll be back to a regular-sized Snicker bar episode next week, so please enjoy this episode, and as always, share with a friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this corner, Eddie Gagnon! And in the opposite corner, Kristen Gagnon! This is What's Special About Special.
I wanted to say that.
Well, hello there. My name's Eddie Gagnon.
Eddie, I don't want to be here all night.
Welcome and thank you for joining us. My name's Eddie Gagnon. That was perfect. Kristen.
Your voice.
All right. So to kick off this very first minisode, I think we should talk about why we started. And to be honest, I think that question goes directly to you, Kristen, on, why did you start this?
Well, I mean, we kind of started it together, but I guess I kicked it off to say.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You did all the work. I'm just a pretty face.
Yeah, you're
I'm a soothing voice.
I'm all the brains and you're the brawn.
Yeah, there you go. They're perfect.
So I think I would say I got it started because I really, with our kids, especially Eddie, and being a part of this community, saw a need for myself to just be a part of something. And I really wanted to make a difference. And we were looking for resources in the community. And here and there, we were reaching out to different outlets and looking for things, and I would find a resource and then tell someone else about that resource, and it became like almost like a phone tree of a sorts. And so I think I thought, how else can I do this on a bigger scale where I can reach out to people on a larger scale?
Get to the masses.
Yeah, exactly. And even if we don't become huge, I think I just felt like I needed to do something on some level where we could reach out to people. So that's why I started it.
And so in that, that feeling of that need to do that, like, where does that drive come from? Where does that motivation come from?
I don't know. I think I always, I can't sit still, and I'm always trying to take on the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So I think it just came from that. Like, I saw a need, and I listened to a lot of podcasts, and I couldn't find a podcast out there that fit this little bubble of what we kind of talked about doing for a long time. And so I just thought, well, why don't we just try to do it and see if we can make that happen? It just seemed like something we could do. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, I mean, in all of that and taking that and encompassing it in, like, what does this mean to you?
I think for me, it means reaching a community in whatever aspect or way that means to help. And I think that's such a small word, but it can mean a big word at the same time. Like, I want to help
right.
Everyone that we can help in this way. So that's another reason why we try to interview such a big variety of different people. We're not in one, we're not working with just autism. We're not working with just, spina bifida. We're not working in just one little area. We want to talk to anyone and everyone that has a resource, whether that's mental health, whether that's, physical disabilities, whether that's a resource that they're creating something, or they're just in politics, or they're in the medical community. We want to speak to everyone we can, because something is a resource for somebody. And it means a lot in that way, because we really, to me, it means a lot because I just want to help everybody in that way. and just get those resources out to as many people as possible.
Nice.
Yeah. How about you? Why did you get involved with me? Because I mean, I could have gotten a partner in, maybe a mother or another parent in this community. Why did you jump on board?
Well, all right. I mean,
working with me can't be easy.
It's not. And I mean, if I was able to be completely honest with myself, just the vanity, honestly, the publicity.
Hear yourself
I like
talk?
to hear myself talk. No, I got involved because, the same thing. We're in this together. And I want to support you wholeheartedly. So in that, like, I'm like, well, what can I do? Even though I'm not the best at it when it comes to like editing on time and all that stuff, but it's, I wanted to take this trip with you because, I wanted to be a part of it. I get jealous on how great you are with all this stuff. So I want to be able to, contribute my part.
Even when sometimes I'm like, treat you like a boss. Like I'm like the boss and I'm like yelling at you and telling you what you need to get done for the podcast.
Kristen, we shouldn't be talking about our bedroom life. All right, you save that.
Why is it important to you to be I guess you kind of said that, but like, what does it mean to you to be a part of this podcast?
It
like
means
as a
lot.
Parent even.
Well, I mean, not as a parent. I like to brag about it to my friends and stuff because it's pretty cool. We have a podcast, and that's like, my friends are down with technology and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, podcast, man, that's cool." So that's one part. As a parent, I hope that in the future the kids will see this and appreciate that. That we're doing this. Not really, and they can do a small amount of poking fun. I will allow a small amount, but in the grand scheme of things, I do hope that they appreciate this thing that we're doing. Because, I mean, I say it's little now, but I do hope that we, get huge. I mean, we're going to be so huge. It's going to be insane. So in the future, when we're huge, remember this, folks. I just hope the kids really appreciate all the hard work and stuff that we put into it. Really. It's
so funny. We see it so different. Like you see this every time we talk about the podcast, you talk about it as like for lack of a better word, like this like fun project. Like we're making a CD album. Like, you're like, oh, I'm making this album.
Oh, which will be dropping in like 3 months. Check it out. It's called the EGLP. I do have some 6 singles on there.
Okay.
We got
so like I feel like you're doing like you talk about it in a way that's like not like vanity. It's like it's this fun thing. It's a project and like which is I'm glad you do because I never think about it in a way that's like strategic that way. Like we're doing a podcast and we're doing this fun thing. So when we market it, I never talk about it that way. And I'm always looking at the advocacy side.
Right.
And so I push the advocacy side, which sometimes doesn't necessarily benefit us in our show.
No.
But
people are
without
looking to be entertained a lot of time.
But without the advocacy side, we're not doing what we set out to do.
Right.
So it's like we have to have a happy medium so it actually works out. I feel like if I had a different partner in this, I probably would have reached out to someone in the same advocacy world and that's all we would be doing.
Right. Is you guys would be just constantly...
We would probably hit a wall by now.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens.
I mean, I'll be honest, like I feel like one of my greatest contributing factors, like one of my best contributions.
Good job.
And thank you. Is that
this is the stuff we don't get to do in the regular episodes? Is no one gets to hear how many times I correct you because we edit all that out.
I know, and I'm not going to edit like this episode because I get it out on the fly. But so like I feel like my contributions are just like my silly wittiness, but also like the out of the box thinking. Mm-hmm. Like, because that's what, when we do interview people that are in the same community and stuff, And just like you guys have engulfed yourselves, and not saying I haven't engulfed myself, but I'm pretty like open-minded, but also like super ignorant. So it's like I can think outside the box because I'm not thinking of those things specifically like the way you would.
Well, I think the other thing is like that people don't necessarily realize when they listen to the episodes. Well, I don't know if they do, but I can imagine it probably comes off this way. So you're a lot quieter during our episodes than if someone knows you than you necessarily are in real life.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not because you don't have really great questions or really great things to offer or ask. It's that we have a very limited time frame. We're interviewing people for over an hour that we're talking with them. And you do ask a lot. Sometimes it doesn't make it into the episode.
Yep.
But I'm living in this advocacy world a little bit more than you are.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of the time I'll look over and you're so enthralled in our guest and listening to our guest that I have to like nudge you to get you to like interact with the guest.
Yeah.
Because this isn't visual. So our listeners can't see you. So you're like nodding a lot and like really interacting, but it's not verbal. So I'm like having to like nudge you sometimes and be like, do you have something you want to ask? Are you still here? Like, but you're fully engulfed in what they have to say because we've had so many guests that are
so many spectacular guests.
They're so spectacular.
Yeah.
They have so much to say. Well, speaking on that, like in some of the amazing guests we've had, who really stands out for you for that in particular, that like you've just kind of felt like you've just listened and not interact or like really just caught you?
Stands out. Okay. Who stands out? Well,
so many.
That's kind of the thing.
And we haven't even done that many.
So many episodes stand out. Let's not this is not a favorite.
We have no favorites.
This is not a favorite.
We have no favorites. They're all our favorite
thing. But my favorite episode was with Tiana Diggs.
How's it going?
I think that one was amazing.
That was like a therapy session for us.
Yeah, that was in my opinion, that was like one of the best episodes. For me, as far as, cause I compare on many levels, which is like the editing capability. So it was very easy to edit. She as a guest was so warm and inviting. Like
that's a funny word because she was on art, but she was inviting. Like it's almost like she interviewed us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was spectacular. So the way the conversation and stuff like organically worked out was wicked awesome. Wicked awesome.
That was a real
super Boston.
That was a real Boston.
Sorry. But then also one of the best things that resonated with me, and correct me if I'm wrong, dude, but I think that you did use it as the one of the sound bites too. But it was don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah.
That was one of the conversations. And that was kind of like one of her points of advice that she gave. And I think that was, whatever, that was one of like my favorite interviewees.
Well, I think that like it was so important when she said that was because that stands for literally anybody on any path. Like, yeah, she was speaking specifically as a special needs parent and in the, postpartum baby, whatever kind of world you want to look at it. But really it stood out so, and it resonated so much because it falls for anybody so much, especially nowadays when we live in our little bubble of, on social media, we act like we're all together, but really we're in our own little worlds. That it's really easy not to reach out on a real personal level, not, on an actual personal level and say, I need help right now.
Right.
I'm going through something and it might feel small to someone else, but it's big to me. So I need need to reach out for something. And so when she said that, it kind of just really made sense where it's like, this is important for everyone to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, but who was yours?
I mean, I know we haven't done a ton of guests up to this point. I feel like they all have stood out in their own ways.
We went through that. Yeah.
But for me,
everybody gets participation trophies. Yeah. Okay,
for me, for me, in a different way, I will say like the one I was the most excited about ahead of time was Mindy Shire, because for so long, you know, her TED Talk, everything, I was really pumped. I will say next week's guest, that is the one that I was like, I feel like we met a celebrity. Just want to shout out
like
to
next
that.
week's guest.
Yeah, the guest that's going to be on next week. Just want to tell everybody.
Sick. It's gonna be.
It is
sick.
by far that was like meeting a celebrity.
That was meeting a celebrity.
But
okay, so Mindy Shire was
Mindy
meeting a
Shire
celebrity.
that was like our first like big get, and so that was exciting because I felt like we were very new, and for her to say yes and take a chance on us before we really had any episodes on the air, that was a big deal. So for me, that meant a lot, but also because what she started and created in our household was important. You know, that clothing line and being able to go out and purchase adaptive clothing for Eddie at the same time that he was wearing braces and couldn't get jeans over those braces, and to be able to go buy adaptive clothing. That's how I first heard about her. So like that whole connection in our household was really important, because this wasn't just like somebody that we just found
right
and learned a new resource of. This was a resource that like we had in our household. So that was kind of exciting. You know, she said something that really stood out, I think, when she was like, clothes really do affect people's confidence. It's not something you think about every day, but really everybody, you get up in the morning and you put clothes on your body, and you're not doing it with your eyes closed. You're not just picking whatever comes out of your drawer. You're putting on something because it's what you love. That maybe it's the texture of it, the feel of it, the look of it, the colors. And so clothes really do affect your confidence. It's how you feel in it. And they're making, you know, Target and all of these, you know, Tommy Hilfiger, Cat and Jack. And so she's helping these brands create clothing that are doing just that. If you have a texture issue, if you can't put specific clothing on, she's helping these brands find clothing that can give people the confidence that they need. So that was, for me, the biggest. I will say that with that being said, though, I was the most surprised that I felt like in love with a guest, which was Lauren Beasley. Like we didn't, from Move Inclusive.
She was awesome.
Yeah. Like I think we like connected on a different level with her, where we were like, oh my gosh, we could like hang out with her and go out for drinks.
Yeah.
Like talking to her. That was like a fun episode.
Super, like, relatable,
super awesome. And it was really cool to talk to somebody who isn't from this community. That was like the first guest we talked to that like wasn't from the disabilities community, but found their calling in this community. And so it was really awesome to talk to somebody who was like, listen, I want to make a difference in this community. Up until now, every parent we've talked to, everyone we talked to, they're making a difference in this community because of their connection to it. Right. She made a difference. She's making this massive difference in this community because she just feels the need to do that. And those are the people we need. Those are the people that, you know, our children need for sure.
Right. Yeah, she was awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
anybody you were like surprised by?
Well, not like surprised by, but another interview that I really enjoyed was with Eric Valls-Benoit. When we interviewed him, like personally, it's one of my favorites because we talked about foster care and stuff like that.
He's our friend.
Yeah. So it was from the start really easy going, easy to talk to. And like for me, that's what makes like a really good interview, in my opinion. And that's, I can only speak for myself because it's somebody, if we can really hit it off and we can really talk and stuff. Not saying that we weren't able to really talk to all of our guests, but
no, I know what you mean.
It was just,
we connected.
It was so nice. But I mean, his story, his compassion, again, I'm just jealous of like his ability. I respect, fathers at the level that he, not only respect, but like I'm jealous of like the level and the capacity that he can
love.
Right. But like, just be like a father, what I mean? Like it's awesome.
That's cool of you to say. I think like what you just said about like the capacity to be a father. It's really big. Like nowadays fathers don't, I think it's shifting a little bit, but like that, it's always about the maternal instinct.
Right.
And it's so easy to be maternal and to be caring and loving and give. And, dads get a bad rap. They're the breadwinners and they go to jobs and they bring the money home. And that's always been like the stigma of like what a father is. And we're not talking about what fathering really means. And I think Eric and his husband both are really showing what fathering can really, really mean, and fostering those children and adopting those children and bringing those children into home and just being parents in the way that, and teaching them the way that they are, I just think is huge.
Yeah.
And there's so much about them in their life and what they're doing that was not even a part of that interview. And I think that's what's even, easier. I think that we can't even put into words because we know them personally, that we're just like, we need a whole nother episode with them.
Right.
To talk about how they parent and how amazing it is and everything. Because that episode was really heavy in fostering. I will say the biggest thing I got from that episode was fostering can be for everyone.
Yeah.
Like you think that fostering is, there are, you hear a lot of times it's like, oh, well, foster kids can come with difficulties or so be prepared. And it gets this like negative, like, well, I can't do that.
So I'm glad you're going to embark on this journey with me as we foster.
You want
some more children.
All right, everybody. But really though, like
she said, yes, guys. Yeah. You heard it?
Fostering can be for everyone if you're ready to do that. And I think, there are a lot of kids out there looking for a safe home. And if that's something you're ready, you think you could do, don't. If it's something you think you can do,
dozens and dozens of children. If
it's something you think you can do, don't look away from it without really looking into it, I guess is what we got from that.
Oh, yeah. But like the back to Eric real quick, and just like fathering in general, what I mean, like he fathers so hard is like, there's a level of fatherhood where like, you're like, there's that level of selfishness. He fathers the shit out of that. He fathers the shit out of those kids, man. Like, cause there's a thing, it's like you're right. The society expects the father to be the breadwinner and stuff. So it's like, I have the ability to come home and be like, oh, I'm exhausted. Let me just come home and lay down, sit down and be a lazy piece of shit.
Well, there's probably days where they also just come home and hang out and watch movies and and watch reality TV and don't do anything. Like they're human beings as well.
Right. But I'm saying like,
they're not on 24/7.
No, I know, but it's just like, there's, you can tell. And I've seen it. It's just like, he keeps it on. Like, it's like, boom, nope, let's just do this. Nope, let's just get this done. Oh, let's just do this. And it's just like, I admire that determination and I get so jealous.
Eric, I hope you're listening because you got some serious airtime in this episode.
Yo, I'm a huge fan. Huge Eric fan. Huge Eric fan.
Makes me so proud.
But real quick, come on, I just want to do it. We have
a couple minutes.
Okay, so
Eddie has this really, he wants to wrap the episode up with this new idea that he has for the show.
Yeah, fun little.
So we want to do it during these episodes because
what do you call that? It's a Minisode and a Minisode. What I did was one day when I was bored as hell during quarantine, I wrote a bunch of stupid categories down and I put them in a hat. So now they're all folded up in a hat. So what Kristen's going to do
pick a category
is you're going to pick a category. Kristen's going to pick a category. And we're gonna,
gosh.
No, you're going to pick two.
Well, let's just pick one first and see where we get with it.
I was going to say pick two and then we put them together.
Does that say farms?
Ooh, farms. It does say farms.
Farms.
Okay, so now pick one more.
Oh, a second category. Okay.
It's either like a fallback or we can put them together.
Taxes.
So, okay, so
I like farms.
They're taxing the farmers.
No, I just like
here.
farms. Just stick with farms.
Fine. Okay, so farms.
Too confusing.
Holy crap.
So we're just talking about farms? That's how it goes?
No.
Just go into it.
Yeah, pretty much. You just get into it.
Okay.
So we were watching the not Discovery Channel, was it National Geographic's? So they have this ability to store the methane gas in large pouches where they burn it off
we were
safely.
watching my beautiful boyfriend, Zac Efron.
Oh, right.
Oh, with Darren. I think it's Olean is how you say his last name. I'm in love with Darren. It's called Down to Earth.
Down to Earth, yeah.
It's great.
Yep.
That's what you're about. That's what you're talking about. Those pouches they were in Costa Rica.
Yeah. So they were
self-sufficient farm, and they have these pouches that you keep the methane in.
Exactly.
That's what you're talking about.
So that blew my mind. That was crazy.
Yeah.
So because let's just roll right into
all their waste. Yeah.
Did you know that methane that cows produce is one of the largest pollutants in greenhouse gases?
It's the largest.
It is.
It's terrible.
It is.
That's why you should be a vegan. That's what Darren Olean is trying to explain to everybody. It's better for you. It's better for the environment to be a vegan.
Right. Or
do you want to be a vegan?
No, not necessarily.
Think so. You like your McDonald's?
Well, no. I'm saying I think that there's a way where we can both come together. Where if you have the ability to trap the methane gas,
you can't trap that much methane gas.
Are you sure?
Yes, it's so much.
So
you'd have to burn it all off.
So we just have to lower our consumption.
Yes, you lower your consumption. So what they say, you don't have to stop eating meat. You just have to eat you don't have to be a full-on vegan. But if you went vegan 2 days a week, then it's exponentially better for the environment. If everybody ate vegan 2 days a week, we could reduce our methane gases by a ton, and your body is so much healthier. Now,
is that something that we should all coordinate to stagger our days to make sure not everybody's doing it on Tuesday, Wednesday, because there may be shortages on Mondays?
I don't know. That's interesting. I'm not sure.
That's a good idea. Oh, and so then
let us know what you think, guys.
Let us know. Get it? Oh, so funny.
Oh, should we end on that wonderful dad joke?
Well, no. One more thing I did want to talk about is that we have that farm share.
Yeah, we do.
And I am so
Are you loving it?
Happy. I'm learning about vegetables and
what did you eat? What did you eat this week? From our farm share. You had eggplants? Was that the first time you had eggplant?
No, that's not the first time I had an eggplant, but that's the first time I enjoyed eating eggplant.
Oh, interesting.
So that was huge.
No jokes.
When we did see the eggplant, I did say they have little penises for sale.
For the record.
Do they know that they're called little penises?
For the record, he made that joke in the middle of the farm share store.
It's fine. I had a mask on, so you couldn't read my lips.
It wasn't, he didn't say it quietly, and everybody heard him, and nobody laughed.
Okay, first of all.
They giggled a little.
Thank you.
It wasn't super appropriate. He walked in and said, "Are those penises?" Wasn't super appropriate. And I kind of just was like, please stop being dumb. What else have you had? You've also had...
I have a pretty good audience
beets.
there.
He had beets and he didn't hate them.
No. And then we had bok choy and baby bok choy.
Yep, that's right.
And then we've gotten the other stuff. What was...
The other stuff?
No, hold on. Stop. Don't tell me. There was the... Eddie picked it the other day.
We didn't eat it, though.
Oh.
We haven't had that yet.
Okay. All right, never mind.
What were you going to say?
I don't know. What else have I eaten there?
A lot of things.
I'm not a huge squash and zucchini person.
Yeah,
but
I make it, but he doesn't.
Occasionally.
Not that anyone cares, but
that's only because it got.
We're trying new things. Is the bottom line. He's trying some new vegetables and he's enjoying them, ish.
Kind of. Well, honestly, it does get me a little upset.
I'm not
when
a
there's
terrible
those
cook,
memes.
so.
Have you seen that meme where it's like you're 34 years old, stop being picky, and just eat the food? And it's like, wow, that does resonate with me. Because like man law, it's like survival of the fittest, bro. You got to eat it. And here I am like, no, I don't like that. Can I have this? And it's like,
Put enough barbecue sauce on it. It all tastes fine.
I know, but it's just,
It's fine. I'm a half-ass cook and it's edible, so you'll be fine.
Okay.
Well,
What do you think about farms?
everybody, what do you think about farms? Try veganism a couple days a week. It's not terrible, and it's better for the environment, and it's better for your health. That's my soapbox. That's all I have to say about it.
What if
Everybody has a
the
great
majority of plants
week.
are made with like tons of GMO?
Okay. I hope everybody has a great week. Check out our website. We've had a little bit more redesign. You can get right to our merchandise from there. We're trying to be a little bit more accessible, so you can go to our YouTube channel and see our closed captions right there on our YouTube channel. And we are trying to get our website more accessible. It is not an easy feat. I was unaware, so we are working on that. If you would like to see something more accessible and you have some ideas, please let us know and we will work on it for you. Is that
If
it?
you or your friend are an expert in web design, go ahead and
you would
get in
like to do it
touch
for
with
free?
us. We are looking for donations in that
Get out
field.
of here.
Also, if you or your loved one or anybody you know is a professional in the disability field, feel free to contact us too.
Yeah, we're always looking to, if you have resources that you'd like to share with us, share them with us. Get on our community. We have a community on Facebook that we're always looking to grow, interact with us. We want to interact with you. Any kind of questions. That's what these minisodes are going to be for. So we
Virtually, we know coronavirus. We'll interact virtually.
We're hoping everyone has a great week, and please stay tuned for next week's episode. It is going to be amazing. I don't have any bigger words than that. It's like, I'm speechless for how excited we are for that episode. I cannot wait to share it with everybody. So please, please, please stay tuned, and we're excited.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
He's a legit celebrity. There's a hint. He's a legit celebrity.
He's going to be so excited. Have a great night, everyone.
Well, thank you so much for listening. We really hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, please make sure you share with a friend and leave a review.
You can find all the resources mentioned in this episode on our Facebook or Instagram on @specialaboutspecial. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.